Salutations to all you folks out there. It is time for a 1 versus 1 on Niflheim Final 2. That has to be an Elvish name. Somebody came up with that. I want to talk to the map creator and ask him why exactly he chose that name. It's either Elvish or Seraphim, and I don't know which one, and I don't know how to pronounce it. And I really don't want to call this map the N-word, so... Alright, this game is taking place on the unpronounceable map name. It is a Cybern versus Cybern mirror between Hyro Protagonist and Mr. Aesthetic. Both of them are fairly high-ranking 1 versus 1 players, a 1300 and a 1500, and this should be a highly interesting game to say the least. Let's go ahead and jump in here and see where these guys are going to take this game. On the southern side, of course, it is Mr. Aesthetic taking the blue, and he is going second air with an odd mass extractor configuration there. I'm not sure why he's building it in that exact order. And then, of course, all of this reclaim down here to be sucked up by your first available engineer. Hyro Protagonist, on the other hand, is short building power and going second land. It looks like he's going to jump on that Hydro in just a minute here. And is probably, nope, he is going third air with regular power generators. He did take a little bit more aggressive stance, though. He is pushing a Mantis across. As I've said before, I love this map for the variety. You have the plateaus up here. It is a 3-tiered map with skirting access to the bases all the way around here on the second tier. And then, of course, you have the wide open areas to fight in the center with 3 smaller choke points. But I have yet to see a serious point defense war here because the chokes are wide enough and close enough to the base on one side or the other to where you don't get that stalemate. Mr. Aesthetic, of course, beating Hyro to air since he did have the air factory built first. He's got 2 interceptors and a scout and a bomber up. That bomber is going to take out some of these advancing troops. And then nice snag there on that interceptor, saving that bomber with 8 health, although it is going to miss that next targeting. And it's going to lay down some hurt on those power generators and then be taken out pretty promptly by that interceptor over there. That skirt was denied from Hyro, and it looks like he's going to sit up here with this Mantis, although this little Mantis here, so sad. He almost got that mass extractor, but just couldn't make it in time. And walls going up. The ever-powerful, always-present walls. Actually, not a bad idea on this map. You can deny access to these 2 mass extractors and Hydro, at least for a few minutes. And by the time you see something attacking your wall segments, probably a good chance you can swing your units back around, and that allows you to use all of your... Let me start over. That allows you to pull all of your units over to one side of the map and not have anything on the other side, and it lets you put on a harder offense. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble talking today. Perhaps it is taking 2 days off of casting. My thoughts are not collected and my words are not coming out properly, and it's all very aggravating, but hopefully you can bear with me for the sake of the game. Hyro Protagonist is going to be able to swing around here. He was denied the first time around, but he finally has enough Mantis to overwhelm Mr. Aesthetic's forces. Watching all of those little guys scuttle about is kind of funny. We got 4 Mantis and a scout. It's going to hug the wall right here. Hyro having second thoughts about attacking that right off the bat. And this little group here is going to make it all the way across and kill the Hydro. That is going to do some damage to Aesthetics Eco, zeroing out on the power but not actually stalling. That is some beautiful eco balance right there. 33 mass, about 390 power, and 1700 reclaim so far. But holy cow, Hyro Protagonist exactly doubling that, 3400 reclaim. And he does have substantially more power, although he is mass stalling a bit and has a lower total income. He has been surviving completely off of reclaim, it looks like. Drops ahoy! Having second thoughts, though. LOL, nope. And he's going to get shot down. That's what you get for not scouting properly before you drop. You send it in, and then, oh no, there's 3 times my drop force waiting directly under my drop location. So, nope, let's pull out of there. Gonna have another little engagement on the side here, and Hyro is going to be able to pull enough forces together to deny that. Hopefully he can get an engineer out there rather quickly to reclaim. I have often regretted the fact that Mantis can assist but cannot reclaim, whereas Harbingers can reclaim, although I guess reclaiming Mantis would be decidedly overpowered, so that's probably why they are not in the game despite them having an engineering suite. And I'm sure there's going to be an eruption of comments below about how, but the Mantis are already OP, but they're not OP, they're the weakest, they're the strongest. It's a pretty fiercely divided subject right there. I must say that I do love the Mantis, but I think they are weaker overall mass for mass than the others because of the freaking slow turret turning rate. It gets really annoying. Stronger in some situations, weaker in others. Alrighty, looks like the top shelf has gone to Hyro's control and the bottom shelf has gone to Mr. Aesthetic's control, and we have a few land units out here to make sure that this stays clear. Doubling up on the walls up here. That was partially taken down a few minutes ago, but it is going back up. And then, of course, all of the units collecting here on the southern side since all the aggression has drawn this way. Going to drop engineers here, I imagine, to do some reclaiming, but no, bad drop location. The transport and all 4 engineers are going to get killed along with all of these. Nope, that is a Rhino. It will be able to deny the superior range, can kite the Mantis at least for a little bit. That is a vetted Rhino. Nice job on that one. Alrighty. I would love to see some harassment up here. There are no actual combat units, and there's not a land factory up here. This would be so easy to take away from Hyro. I don't know why Mr. Aesthetic has not tried this already. All he would have to do is drop 6 Mantis up here, and he could kill off the entire thing before Hyro could do anything about it. Mr. Aesthetic still holding a small eco lead, pulling 60 mass or thereabouts in the 50s and 60s range, reclaiming 4,200. Hyro still nearly double and mass stalled. This is the sign of a heavy reclaimer. You overdo your build power because you want to turn any mass that you can reclaim into tanks as quickly as you possibly can. I think both of these are gun comms. Let me look. Yes and yes. No Tech 2 point defense to be had here. That is vetted. That one is not. And I don't think, that looks like stealth. He is trailing purple. That looks like stealth 2. Not 100% sure on that though. Yes, that is stealth. And gunships coming around the north side. Unfortunately, Hyro has abandoned them. No interceptor cover, so those things are going to go down El Pronto. And then any of these other gunships, why are you doing this? You have enough interceptors to take air control, and instead you're sending away your gunships to die. Why would you do such a thing? And trading blows with the stealthy ACUs. As long as you can stay out of the omni range of the other ACU, the units cannot actually hit you unless they get within visual range, and since you have the gun upgrade, you outreach them. Excellent position to be in, actually, and it looks like Hyro, between having the Tech 2 and, well, actually, it looks like Mr. Aesthetic does have a couple of Rhinos in the mix here, but look at all of the Rhinos Hyro has. I'm going to slow this down just a little bit so we can take a more detailed look at what these guys have. 27 Rhinos, most of them in the front group. Mr. Aesthetic, on the other hand, has 17, and it's about a 50-50 split between the rear guard and the front. That is the home field advantage. You get those higher tech and newly built units quicker as opposed to having to stream them all in from back at home. And 3 Rhinos playing north guard. Looks like Mr. Aesthetic is finally getting on the ball with this reclaim. He's dropped some engineers, but they're not reclaiming. All 4 have been assigned to go build that mass extractor. That is pretty... that was a bad use of units right there. I would have one going to get... I would have all 4 reclaiming, actually. Because this is all... If all of those engineers reclaim 1 tank apiece, they paid for themselves, and anything after that is profit. So I would definitely be doing more reclaiming and less mechs building, considering the fact that there's a whole lot of rhinos up there, and he knows about at least 3 of them. Gunships coming around again, and again, Hyro has a superior air force, and he decides to sit back and let his gunships die. I will never understand this. You have interceptors. Why you no protect gunships? This is like the opposite of, and the enemy has gunships. This is this is so ridiculous. There isn't even flak in the area, and the gunships are getting hard countered, even though Hyro actually has the superior air force. I'm rolling over here. Alright, Hyro's zapping that stealth, and then he is going to lay into all of those Tech 2 units from range. How many vet does he have on this? Has his 3 vets on it, whereas Mr. Aesthetic only has 2, I think. Yes, 2 vets. And gunship coming in. Nice cleanup on the radar there. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but Tech 2 radar is always a good target. And there's a brick. Tech 3 land is out for Mr. Aesthetic and for Hyro. Hyro has jumped on the ball and gone Tech 2. Looks like we're running neck and neck in the eco race here. 2 extra to Hyro protagonist, but that is no big deal whatsoever. 6,500 reclaim for Mr. Aesthetic, and holy cow, 19,000. 3 times the reclaim numbers for Hyro. That is thanks to this war that took place right on his doorstep. You can see all of those wrecks are already gone, and Hyro has turned those back into a Tech 3 factory, a couple of bricks, and a whole lot of Tech 2 spam. You can see he's already taken 2 of his factories to Tech 3 support. He's going to be pouring out bricks here. This is starting to look a little dicey for Mr. Aesthetic. When you fail in an assault right next to your enemy's base, that is a good way to lose the game. You're going to give all of that reclaim over to the other person, nice and easy, and just throw the advantage their way. Got artillery coming from both people. Oh no, guys, it is the Cybran Turtle. Hide in your homes. Oh, why do people do this to themselves? Apparently he decided that that shield was not such a priority. And boom. I would have built it right here so I could actually cover my Tech 2 radar. Not really understanding his choice of locations there. Apparently he did not get the memo about location, because he is approximately 3 shield widths to the left of where he should be. But that's just me. Maybe he had his reason for doing that. And throwing away 2 more gunships while still sitting on at least an equal amount, if not greater amount, of interceptors. I gotta look at this just to see. 19 interceptors and a whopping 35. He could take air control anytime he damn well pleases, but he is not going to. And we have rhinos in the back of the base. Gonna lose a Tech 2, 2 Tech 2 mass extractors over this. Was that a Tech 3? No, I don't think so. That's probably still, that was probably a Tech 2. Losing his power storage, losing lots of things, falling rapidly in his mass production. That is great. Beautiful little run by there. Sneaking right up into the vital sections. He's now pounding away on these Tech 3 supports. That's going to kill off a lot of the build power that he has. And a brick is going to be running back there to try and deal with that, but I think the damage is already done, and it is far too late. Those rhinos skirting around and killing off as much power as they can before that brick gets there. And the brick has arrived, rapidly sucking off the health from those units. Got a little brick assault going on up here as well. That is a whole lot of mass just to clear off a shelf with no combat units. Kind of an interesting choice there. 2 bricks coming in, going to pinch these rhinos between them, and that is going to be that's all, folks, for those rhinos. Got some more artillery online here. We've got 3 trebuchets online now, and that is versus 1 and 1 shield, but it looks like Mr. Aesthetic may be having some minor power issues. Yes, he is. That overpowered Cybern shield isn't going to do him any good when he's power stalling, I hate to say. Hyro on 22k reclaim, and Mr. Aesthetic on 10k. Mr. Aesthetic catching up a little bit. Lonely, lonely brick wandering out into the field. Probably going to deny that reclaim to any meddling engineers that might happen to come that way. There's a whole lot of mass over here that needs reclaimed. Lots of wrecks. Much, much profit. Alright, still chugging away on Tech 2 Air and Tech 3 Land. Have not seen any T4s yet. And Mr. Aesthetic is currently in the process of rebuilding his incredibly broken base. Oh my goodness, and the strength of the trebuchets shows through. Absolutely massacring these groups of units. When you have units packed into a tight choke point like this, the trebuchets with that, what is it, 7, 8 area of effect? I think it's 7 area of effect. Just huge, huge groups of damaged units. I love it. Mr. Aesthetic saying, I had it won, but I screwed up somehow. I don't think you ever had it won, bud. Hyro, it was not a strong outplay, but he slowly and surely ground you into paste. It was just slightly superior gameplay. It was not anything overblown or tremendously heroic, but he was solid. Although, I wish these bricks would do something. You could get into his base and kill that power, but it is far, far too late. Those bricks are going to take out that ACU. And that is game. Very well done by both players. I love games like that where you just see the little intricate game mechanics and units coming into play. And a good map to try it out on. Alrighty guys, that is going to wrap it up for this cast. As always, please, please send me your replays. The best place to get them to me is in the comments below these YouTube videos. Just tack them right on to the newest video and I will be sure to get them. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.